Welcome to another edition of As the Crow Flies Hiking. I love backpacking. I love every part of backpacking. But there are certain things in backpacking that I enjoy more than others. So what I thought I would do is tell you the things that I least like about backpacking. Actually, I love all of it, but I thought this would be fun to talk about some of the things that kind of get on my nerves from time to time. Let's go. Backpacking in the rain, probably not my favorite part of backpacking. Coming down pretty hard right now. And if I had my choice, I wouldn't be backpacking in the rain. In God's creation, it's raining. So you take it as it comes, but that's all part of the adventure. Still sucks though. It does create a little issues because you gotta stop, you gotta put your pack cover on. I got my umbrella out, I got my rain jacket on. I have a freezer bag for this camera so it doesn't get wet. So it's just all inconvenience, but I actually enjoy it. It's not that bad, especially when the temperatures are not super cold. Now, if it was super cold, I'd probably be in the fetal position right now on the trail. Along with that, backpacking in the rain, setting your tent up in the rain, and packing up in the rain, that's kind of part of that. Not fun to set your tent up in the rain or pack up in the rain. Hopefully I won't have to do that on this trip, but yeah, definitely not one of my favorite parts of backpacking. The rain is a bugaboo. You just have to kind of accept it, use the gear that you have, and just keep going. Yeah, one of my least favorite parts of backpacking. Backpacking in the rain. Another one of my least favorite parts of backpacking is wet shoes and wet socks. There's really nothing like putting on wet shoes and wet socks in the morning or taking them off in the evening and watching them freeze overnight, trying to put them back on in the morning. I mean, it's all part of the adventure. I get it, but it still stinks. I mean, literally stinks. And when your shoes are cold, man, it's not fun to put on cold, wet shoes in the morning. So another one of my least favorite things about backpacking is filtering water. I mean, it's essential, you gotta do it, but not my favorite. It takes time, it's kind of like, gotta get all this stuff off your pack, gotta take your pack off, do all the little chores. I mean, it's part of the adventure and it can be fun. It's just not my favorite. It's not like I hate it, it's just not my favorite.
Okay, so I'm gonna go camp in 2 4. Yeah, getting that camp out's gonna require a little bit.
Hiking long miles. Not one of my favorite. Sometimes I enjoy hiking long miles during the day. Other times, like today, humid, rainy, I'm just ready to get to camp. But there are days when it's perfect weather, my body's working properly, everything seems to be going good, that long days, long miles don't bother me. But not my favorite part of backpacking, I guess you could say. But again, it's all part of the adventure. Another part of backpacking that is not my favorite, it's not my least favorite, I'm just one of those things that can sometimes be annoying, I guess, is cooking. So I've got my little mini Bic lighter, and there's my little BSR 3000 stove, and I'm cooking my chicken pesto pasta. I mean, freeze-dried food has come a long way, but it takes a bunch of time, it's annoying, it's not really part of the trail. I love it and I hate it. I have a love-hate relationship with cooking. But yeah, it's still one of those things that I don't necessarily enjoy about backpacking. I like to eat it, I just don't like to cook. Another thing that's not my favorite when it comes to backpacking, and that is when I'm in the tent and it's dead of night and I'm in my sleeping bag. I don't know if you can see my sleeping bag, and I gotta get out to go to the restroom. It's cold. So it's okay. I can see the stars when I get out. Not the worst thing in the world, because at least I'm out here in the wonderful part of nature. So I love it. Don't get me wrong. But getting out of the sleeping bag that's warm and getting out in the cold to go pee, not my favorite, let's just say. It's okay. It's all part of the adventure. Something else that's not my favorite is it's early morning and it's cold. And I'm in a perfectly good sleeping bag where I'm warm, and it's raining, and I don't want to get out of my sleeping bag because it's cold and it's wet. But I'm going to because that's what I got to do. So, not the worst thing in the world, but it's not my favorite. Another one of my not so favorite things about backpacking is blowing up a sleeping pad. I'm in my tent and I have to blow it up, but I've got a hack for that. That's this little Thermarest air inflate pump. Yeah, I don't like blowing up air pads because I guess I'm getting older and don't have the lung capacity anymore. So this is what I have for that. So even though it's not my favorite anymore, this takes away that problem. But I still love air pads because I'm not sleeping on the ground anymore. I can tell you that. I'm too old for that. Let me just say that my least favorite thing about backpacking, and my favorite thing, it's sort of like I have a love-hate relationship with it, is organizing a trip. We're on a trip that I organized and I didn't really do a good job. I messed up on the miles and, well, not really. This is what I wanted to do, but I wasn't sure if anybody else wanted to do this. So we're yo-yoing the Pine Mountain Trail, and here's my map, and this is what I used. It's, you know, pretty rudimentary, elementary, whatever. But what about it, Terry? You love organizing a trip?
I'm a terrible organizer. I was talking to Squid about it this morning. It takes me 2 days to pack for a backpacking trip because I have to lay everything out just perfect or I'll forget it.
Yeah.
And packing up in the morning, when you're packing, and I know everybody deals with this, when you're packing up in the morning and you feel like you're rushed, you know, you'll always leave something behind. So yeah, organization is not my forte.
What about you, Squid?
Yeah, on the organizing thing, one, I don't particularly like organizing whole trips, but the organizing in the morning, especially if it's been raining, which it has been, and everything's wet, well, now you gotta change how you organize based on what's wet and what's dry. I don't know, like this morning, I felt a little bit rushed. That was a self-inflicted wound. I promise you, in my backpack right now, I've got half a dozen things in the wrong place. and later on today, I'm gonna be looking for them going, what the heck? Short answer is I'm not very good at it.
Yeah, so what about you guys? Comment below. Organizing a backpacking trip and organizing your backpack. That's kind of what we left this with. This is number 9 on my 10 least favorite things about backpacking. All right, number 10, which is probably the last thing on this list of things that I like least about backpacking, though it's really all a joke. I really love all this stuff. I'm just having fun with it. It would have to be ticks, mosquitoes, and snakes. Ticks, my least favorite thing, and I actually really dislike ticks. They just get all over you, and I can't stand to have a tick bite me. I'm scared to death of the diseases that ticks give you. Snakes, I mean, you just gotta keep your head on a swivel, but I actually love the beauty of snakes. I love to see them, but just at a distance. Yeah, just keep your head on a swivel and keep away from them. Gotta keep the repellents, either the DEET or the picaridin or something, to keep the mosquitoes away. So there's ways to deal with those. I don't worry about it too much. Yeah, but just not my favorite. Yeah, this is all just fun and games. I love everything about backpacking. That's why I do it all the time. But it was just fun to talk about it. Thanks guys for watching this episode of As a Crow Flies Hiking. I hope you enjoyed the 10 things I love least about backpacking. Just a lot of fun to talk about. I love it all, to tell you the truth. I wouldn't do it if I didn't love it. See you next time on the next adventure.